Respect. Get it.
Welcome to this week's episode of Hump Day Romance. I'm your host, Zeus. Let me ask y'all a question. Have y'all ever been to a potluck? If you've never been to a potluck is when everybody meets up at one place and everybody brings one dish or multiple dishes of food. As long as everybody brings good things, you're gonna have a good potluck. Now, I've been to some good potlucks, but like many of us, I've been to some trash ass potlucks. But I noticed that the good potlucks always are good because everybody brought something good to eat. I've always felt like relationships are like a potluck. Whatever we bring to the table is what our relationship is made of. Now, in most relationships, when it starts out, everybody's putting in good things into the pot. Everybody's putting in patience, happiness, doing nice things for each other, complimenting one another, even giving each other head for a real long time. You're not even just trying to get them out of the way. Throw that generosity in there. Now, let's fast forward until the fuckery happens. Now, what happens when both people don't put good ingredients into the potluck? This person puts in a little bit of snappiness, quick at the tongue, not as patient as they usually are. Then that person puts in some stubbornness, mean words, some spiteful actions, disrespect. So how do you get the meal to even out? No problem. You put in patience and then you put in some extra patience because they didn't have theirs in today. Double amount of understanding and forgiveness. Now, this can only go on for a small amount of time because eventually at any potluck, nobody likes to be the person in the potluck that's doing all the work, right? You know what's so funny? It's always the person who didn't bring shit to the potluck that always got the most to say. They bought the ice, they bought the silverware. You know, they didn't really contribute to the potluck, but they always expect to get the most out of it. Am I speaking to somebody's soul? You in the back? You? Let me break it down for you a little bit more. If you are not putting in patience, communication, honesty, forgiveness, kindness, if you're not putting these things into your relationship and expecting to get something good out of it, then you have lost your goddamn mind. It's there. You gotta GPS it. Excuse me, have you found a mind? Because that's not the way life works. But here's the funny thing. We want to get upset with the person who always gives. Moral of this story, if you want to see change in your relationship, then you should start by changing yourself. Everybody has their limits. And eventually, if you don't start contributing to the potluck, then that person is going to go off and start their own potluck with somebody else. Somebody who wants to give as much as they're giving. All I'm saying is, don't pray for something that you're actively destroying. And I'm trying to tell you right now, man, not a lot of good people in the world. So if you find a good one, make sure you stick with it. And make sure you give your all. If you enjoyed this episode and you really felt like it helped you, if it really felt like you got something out of it, then feel free to show some love and Cash App $1. That's right, $1, just to show your appreciation and also help me keep the lights on so I can keep these episodes running from y'all every week. I'm topropezeus. Live your dreams, not your reality.
Respect. Get it.